Believe it or not, Bill Gates now admits there are nanotechnology in the vaccine. What was once considered misinformation conspiracy is all now coming out as facts.
Making the mRNA is really easy and really cheap, and that's the magic of this thing. But there's no doubt in the next 5 years, we just need to mess around. There's a lot of lipid nanoparticles, and some are very self-assembling. There's no inherent reason it's not thermostable, it's not cheap, and it's not scalable. And so, as over the 5 years, we fix that part of it, mature it, which is very typical, we'll be able to build factories worldwide that can make $2 vaccines with even less lead time than we've had to have here during this pandemic.
I'll leave it to you to discuss the ramifications of nanoparticles being injected into you, but hey, can you imagine the vaccine factories that he talks about worldwide? As Bill Gates says, it's going to be so cheap, just a couple of dollars. Not only that, but a faster lead time than the other experimental one. Wow. I mean, many would say the last one was rushed and tests were not completed nor complied with safety protocols. But can I ask, we just are going to keep on vaccinating for everything? Kids already get up to about 26. It seems that the likes of Bill Gates is keen to do so. People were told that the vaccine would stay in the arm. They were wrong. As we now know, it goes right throughout the whole body, causing heart inflammation. Women are having problems with infertility and the talk of turbo cancer and much more. Japan is very upset about all this and has started a huge inquiry. Let's just be honest. As I've said 100 times, the politicians told us, along with all the propaganda puppets, that if you took the shot, you'd not get the virus.
You're okay. You're not going to get COVID if you have these vaccinations. Vaccines prevent getting infected, prevent getting sick, prevent your hospitalization.
Now, they were either wrong or they lied. You make up your mind. But as if, by the way, the politicians were ever medical experts in the first place. The politicians told us, along with the propaganda puppets, that if you took the shot, you'd not pass on the virus to your loved ones. Again, they were wrong or they lied. You make up your mind.
We know that the vaccines work well enough that the virus stops with every vaccinated person. A vaccinated person gets exposed to the virus does not infect them. The virus cannot then use that person to go anywhere else.
In fact, Pfizer came out and admitted that they had done no transmission tests. You're going to check out my great COVID finale on my website, petermortlock.com, or on Rumble. But the CDC figures show that more people have been injured by the shot than all other vaccines put together over the years. And we see AstraZeneca now withdrawn from the market globally after admitting that they have life-threatening side effects.
The AstraZeneca COVID vaccine is being withdrawn worldwide after the pharmaceutical giant admitted it causes a rare and dangerous side effect.
One could say it's a bit late now. As many doctors are now saying, as I've said it before, the bottom line, it was not safe and was not effective. The politicians were wrong or they lied to us. People like the Como brothers in the USA. One was the mayor of New York, no longer the mayor, by the way, he got into trouble, but at the time he was, and the other reporter for CNN, both were pushing the whole thing, and now, like a lot of people, they're backtracking. Here's Como, the past mayor of New York, what he said in 2021 and what he's saying today, talking about the wearing a mask being voluntary.
Government had no capacity to enforce any of this. You must wear a mask. And people wore masks in New York. But if they said, I'm not wearing a mask, there was nothing I could do about it.
Masks have been mandatory since April, and a fine for not wearing one took effect this week.
It was really all voluntary. Wear a mask. It is the law, and the law is the law.
You got to smile. You know, here is his brother, the reporter, stating that they were given false information about ivermectin, and that he's not only taking it now, but he claims he's vaccine injured.
You know, you talk about cancel culture and who to shame. Ivermectin, a dewormer, really?
They are shaming themselves. No one has to shame them. They're shaming themselves.
No, they need to be shamed. Yeah. They need to be called out and shamed, brother.
I am taking a regular dose of ivermectin. Ivermectin was a boogeyman early on in COVID.
You couldn't talk about it.
That was wrong. We were given bad information about ivermectin.
You're going to question the vaccine, but you want to take a horse deworm.
And they won an inquiry like 9/11. Take a listen to it.
Chris Cuomo pushed for vaccine passports and attacked vaccine hesitancy.
How are they going to know who's vaccinated? You just said they showed the card. That's not the answer. The answer is a vaccine passport. Part of the reason that you're seeing what you're seeing in Florida is because of vaccine hesitancy.
Cuomo is now claiming to be injured from the vaccines.
So today, the New York Times released an article that's getting a lot of play that says that there are thousands of people who say they're still suffering side effects they believe from the vaccine. We know that vaccines can have unintended consequences, aka side effects, but nobody's really talking about it because they're too afraid of blame and they just want it to go away. But the problem is people like Sean and me and millions of others who still have weird stuff with their blood work and their lives and their feelings, physically, are not going away.
And he is saying we need a 9/11 style commission to figure it all out.
You need to have a 9/11 style commission to figure out what worked and what didn't and what questions need to be answered, because it's not over. So not only are we not set up for the next pandemic, and there will be one, but we're not treating people, millions of people, who still have problems from the last one.
A grave concern that, just as Gates has said before, Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, wants to reduce the human population.
And the CEO of BlackRock, Larry Fink, is saying that because of artificial intelligence, continuing the depopulation agenda is a good thing.
I could argue in the developed countries, the big winners are countries that have shrinking populations. The social problems that one will have in substituting humans for machines is going to be far easier in those countries that have declining populations.
You would do well to listen to the likes of Dr. John Campbell and the hundreds of other doctors that I've listened to, with a number of growing day by day who've got grave concerns. One of the sad things we have learned is that we don't learn from history. We'd better hope and pray that New Zealand does not sign up to the World Health Organization mandate, who will have the power to force everyone to take the next shot. Disease X is coming, they tell us. I leave you to check out the smirk on these two as they talk about the next pandemic that, hey, they say will really get the world's attention. I mean, to be honest, how blatant can you be? And I think you'd have to agree that it's not a laughing matter, but I guess it is for them because, hey, I know Bill Gates has invested heavily into drug companies and makes a huge fortune through these pandemics. God bless you.
So we, we'll have to prepare for the next one. That, I'd say is will get attention this time. Mm-hmm.